Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today it is time to start another test, and this time what we're trying out is SiO2 or ceramic quick detailers. Now these have become all the rage over the last few years. Generally when I think of a quick detailer, I think of something that I keep in my car, and with a microfiber I just use it to remove bird droppings, dust, fingerprints, stuff like that before like a car show, or something that you just need to quickly protect your paint from a bird dropping sort of etching in if you see it while you're out and about. So these are not so much that. These ones are more sold and advertised as something they would use as a sacrificial layer on top of your existing protection. Now whether that is a ceramic coating, another sealant, or a wax, these ones, generally that's what we're using them for. They can be used as standalone protection as well, which a lot of people do. And what I want to see is basically how they perform in either of those situations. So here's our test panel. Before I go over exactly how we're going to be testing these, I will just run through the products. So what we have first is Carpro Elixir. Now this one I have used once, just before I started the channel, and then I ended up getting a few more to try. So I've used it, haven't made a video on it, but I did really like it. So because I use this ceramic coating right here, which is Carpro Sequartz UK 3.0. This at the time was a pretty new product when I picked it up, and it was just sort of something, I don't really use them often like I said, but it was something that was sold as you could put this on top of your coating to just give it a little bit of extra protection. I used it once, I liked it, and didn't get a chance to try it again because I had more products to try. But so that is going to set you back $23, and it is a 500ml bottle. And as you can see, yeah, like I said, I used it once and used a tiny amount. So yeah, a lot went a long way. A little went a long way, I should say. But yeah, next up we have the Gyeon ceramic detailer. Now this one I tried out, I did a video on the channel, I really liked it. I put this stuff onto my black Evo 10 and I really enjoyed using it. I probably use a little bit too much product if I'm honest. You can see how much I use for one car. But yeah, it was a great product, and I actually took it out the day after I applied it to a sort of car show, car meet type thing, and a lot of people commented on how good the paint looked. Now the paint already looks good because it has been recently polished and coated, but it, to my eyes, looked a lot better. So it did seem to add a little bit of something for gloss and looks, but how does it work as sort of standalone or as a top of protection? That's more what we're going to find out in this test. So that one is going to set you back $25, and it is a 400ml bottle. So a little bit less product and a little bit more expensive than the Carpro. Next up we have Lithium Color Crush. Now this is another one I did a video on recently. I did it onto the red Evo 10, which is also ceramic coated. And I've got to say, this is the one I've been able to test the most, because after applying the Gyeon to my car, it did go off to a mechanic, and I haven't really had the car much in the last few months, so haven't really been able to test washing it and seeing how it lasts. The Lithium though, it's been on the red Evo, and I've been washing and I haven't noticed it sort of making the ceramic coating look worse as it's sort of fading out, which is basically what I want to test in this thing, in this series. So yeah, I've been pretty impressed with it. So that one was sent out to me by Lithium here in Australia, and that is a 473ml bottle. And it's going to set you back $35. So a little bit more expensive than the other two, but if it's the best, then it's going to be well worth it. Next up we have the Mothers. So this one is pretty new, I believe. I hadn't seen much of these yellow Mothers bottles. I know the CMX, which I previously tested, they've been around for a couple of years now, I think, and I really did like the CMX. So this one I think is more, I don't know if it's to be used on top of the CMX, but I believe so. But yeah, different bottle. And yeah, so this one, I haven't used at all. I'm pretty keen to try it out. So it is probably the best value here. It's all the Carpro. It's going to be, depends on the size of the bottle and the price you can get it at. But yeah, so this Mothers is going to set you back $35, and it's a 710ml bottle. So yeah, pretty good price, and yeah, a lot of product there. I'd say it's going to take a while to get through this whole bottle. And then lastly, we have one that I have seen is very popular. I've actually seen a few reviews of this saying just how good it is as a topper for ceramic coatings. So that's going to be interesting how it goes against Carpro's actual version of that to go on top of their coating. But yeah, so we have the Meguiars Hybrid Ceramic Detailer. So this one is a 768ml bottle. It's going to set you back $40. So I'm sure any of these you can get cheaper prices at times. This is just the prices, full retail recommended price at the time of this recording. So yeah, that's the products we're using. Now let's just have a look at our test panel. So as you can see, we've got ourselves a boot here. This is actually a Lancer boot, similar to my car, but just the sort of more base Lancer, so a different type of black paint. But about 6 weeks ago now, I did a little bit of a paint correction on this top part. I then applied ceramic coating, so the Carpro Sea Quartz, to this whole top half here. And I actually didn't have the tape lines there at the time. I've applied those afterwards. So there is going to be coating all the way across. The little middle strip here we have to separate, and then down here we have absolutely nothing applied. So what we're going to be doing, using the Meguiars for example, is applying it to the top section on top of the coating and the bottom section where there is nothing. And then we're going to be washing and rinsing every week and seeing how it lasts. So we're going to leave one section on the end here blank. So that's going to just have the coating and just nothing, base protection, so nothing at all there. So we're going to be able to compare. So say we have the Meguiars here. So it's going to be on top of the coating and it's going to be on the bare paint. So we can compare how it looks compared to the coating with nothing on it. So if it starts to wear away after a few weeks and actually makes the coating look a little bit worse, and we can directly compare it, and sort of as it's wearing away, it's masking the better water behaviour of the coating, which is the main thing I'm concerned about with using these products. I like the way the coating looks and how the water behaves. I'd hate to put something on top, which I have done before with a very popular product, and it kind of made, as it wore away, it made the coating harder to wash and dry, and I had to actually strip that product off to get the better water behaviour back. So some of these I believe are going to fade away and not really cause that issue, but that's what we're going to find out. So yeah, like I said, for example, we have 5 sections for the 5 products and 1 section where we're going to leave the coating as is and leave the base protection, or leave the bare untouched paint as is. So yeah, with that said, that's enough talking. Let's just get these all applied. Okay, so we're actually going to move them across as they are in order on the table here. So starting off with Carpro Elixir. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be using 1 microfiber because we're just doing this small little section here. So it should be fine. So I'm just going to spray it directly onto the microfiber, remembering to leave 1 spot free. And we're just going to apply this. So there we go, onto the coated section and then onto the bare section. So that should be all we need. Just trying to make sure we get to the whole area. So then we're going to flip this over and buff it off. Now that is super slick, wiping off. Okay, and there we go. For each section, I'm just going to quickly put the camera down and just go over it to check for any smears and streaks, because it is kind of hard doing it with one hand while holding the camera. So I'll put the camera down and we'll pick it back up and we'll move on to the next product. Okay, so next up, the Gyeon ceramic detailer. So get a couple of sprays. Come over to our panel. So this will be going into the 3rd section. Just trying to not get this middle part here, because I'd like to leave that as kind of like a control section between the 2 areas, between the coated and the base product, just as is. Just really want to make sure I get full coverage to the corners. Sorry if the camera angle's bad, just trying to hold the camera and focus on what I'm doing. Okay, so there we go. That is that one applied. Now we're going to, okay, so that's the Gyeon applied. Now I'm going to wipe that off immediately. Also, super slick feeling. Not as much as the Carpro, I've got to say. Carpro definitely felt really slick wiping that off. So I get the last of this bit off, and we'll put the camera down and I'll go back over that, make sure I have no smearing before we move on to the next one. All right, next up, Lithium's Color Crush. So I've already shaken these before, but just giving them an extra shake just to be safe. So I'm going to use a bit more of this because after the first video, that's way too much, but oh well. After the first video, I was talking to the guys at Lithium, they said you can use more if you'd like. So in this test, feel free to cover it as long as you wipe it off afterwards and don't get any smears, you'll be fine. So yeah, just under their directions, I'm gonna use a heap, a lot more than I would have thought. Yeah, that was more than what they recommended, but it is what it is. So it's on there now. So this stuff I really, really did like. And this is the first Lithium product I had used. I do actually have a few more of their things to try in future videos they've sent me. It's only so many videos I can make in a week. So yeah, will be more coming from this brand. And yeah, all of these are going to be very easy to apply. They are, I know they're SiO2 based, but they are still quick detailers. So there we go, that one's applied. I'll flip the towel over, wipe it off. All right, now time to try the mothers out. So making sure I don't go onto the same section twice. This should be the second last product. It's the second last panel, second last square section. And this one's got a bit of a smell to it too. A good smell though, I shouldn't say it like that, sounds like I'm saying it smells bad. Nice scent. So I'm going over the, sorry for the camera angle again, I'm going over these more than you probably would if you're just applying them. I'm just trying to get full coverage right up to the line, masking tape line. Just so once we remove it, it's clear to see the area that it is applied. So that should be plenty. Flip this over and wipe off. All right, last up, the Meguiars. So we'll get a couple of sprays. Bring it over, and this will go in our last section. Oh, this one smells the best. This one smells really good. Yeah, I like the smell of this one. Definitely imagine walking around the car after washing and yeah, using this as a little extra layer of protection because I don't know why, I just like my detailing products and they smell really good. It's just a weird thing, but it is what it is. So yeah, this one, last up, it's probably in one of the smaller sections up the top in the coated part, but it doesn't really matter. It's not a flat, even panel like a bonnet, this one. And just bought something that I found at the wreckers that had black paint, looked pretty good. And unfortunately it seems like I've actually smeared into the sort of control section there. Unfortunately, that's going to be annoying. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna wipe that one off now. Pretty slick feeling. Still the Carpro though, for the slickest when applying. probably gonna say this Meguiars smells the best. So yeah, finish wiping this one off and then we'll pick the camera back up. All right guys, so we have finished applying all our products. I removed the tape because I'm not going to be leaving that on in any of the tests anymore. So still haven't bought a paint pen. I really should go do that. But yeah, I'll try and get that done before we do the first week update. So basically what I want to do with this one is I want to do, this video is already too long. I just checked how many clips I have, far too long. So I won't do a first rinse now. Also, I'd like to let all these products cure for 24 hours. So I'm going to come back in 24 to 48 hours. I'm going to rinse this and see how they all look. Then the panel's going to go outside, and from then on, every week, just like the other tests, we will wash it and compare and see how they're all looking. And before we end it, just in case you guys have ever wondered, does a ceramic coating make your paint look better? You can see a clear line here. So I don't know if you guys can see so much through the camera. But so above, I can see the line where the tape was. The paint is darker, so it's added a fair bit of darkening effect, and yeah, it looks a bit better. As for the products we've just applied, I mean, they all have improved the paint. So here's the bare section here. So I know it's gonna be hard to tell in camera, so I'll just tell you what I can see, because in my last test I was trying to show this, and yeah, you couldn't really see anything. But I'll just tell you, if you apply the Carpro, it's gonna add a bit of darkening effect. It makes the paint look better. If you apply the Gyeon, same thing. They actually look very similar, the Gyeon and the Carpro. I'd say the Color Crush from Lithium looks a little bit better. It's a little bit darker. All are adding definite gloss improvements, like clear night as day, but not as much as the ceramic coating. The ceramic coating, it's actually not far off the Lithium. So all added a decent amount. The Mothers doesn't quite look as good, but still a clear improvement over the bare paint, even though it has been polished, so it still already looked amazing. And then the Meguiars looks a bit better than the Mothers. I'd say the Meguiars and the Lithium and the Carpro are the top three for looks. They all did look a big improvement. But yeah, this Meguiars does look really good. Lithium also, and the Carpro. All three of those look amazing. So yeah, thought I'd quickly point that out. I know it's hard to see in the footage, but it's worth me noting. So if you guys wanting the best looking one of these products, the one that's going to make your paint pop, then there's what I think. You're welcome to try them all out as well, see what you think. But yeah, I'd say if you applied any of these, you're going to see a noticeable difference. It's going to look better. But yeah, to my eyes, the Carpro, Lithium, and the Meguiars, I'm going to say probably equal first for the Lithium and the Meguiars, second Carpro, and then the Gyeon, and then the Mothers in last. But yeah, all look great. So rather than ramble on any longer, I know I'm trying to make these videos not too long. There is a lot to go over when you're applying 5 products and trying to explain the setup of how this series will work. So if you guys who want me to make shorter videos, I'm trying to, but something like this where it's the initial application of products, I have to explain them, go over the price. So yeah, I'll end it there. Hopefully you guys are keen for this one. This is definitely one that I'm interested to see the results in. So if you guys are too, definitely give it a thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment, let me know, have you used any of these? Which one of these it is? Are you interested in trying some? Do you top your ceramic coating or sealant or wax with a product, or do you like to let the product that you have applied previously do the work? That's all things I'm interested to hear from you guys, so please leave me a comment down below, let me know. But yeah, with all that said, I'll end it there. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to keep up to date with this test and the future ones. And yeah, with all that, I'll catch you guys next time.